this video, I want to talk about why you need to start charging more for your home healthcare services, especially if you're focused on the high-end clients, the wealthy clients. Now, in this video, I want to use an example of a celebrity that we all know. It's unfortunate that Cardi B is going through a nasty divorce right now, and I don't typically engage in such content, gossip, whatnot, because I'm too busy. But I was curious to see what everybody was talking about, because for a couple of days, everybody was talking about this divorce. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes if I got 2 minutes, I want to know what's really going on, because I live in my own little weird bubble over here, guys. I'm always working. So I found this video. It's only 8 minutes long, but I'm only going to play the most relevant part to give you a good sense of how much these celebrities are paying for certain services, so that when you start reaching out to these celebrities, you can be confident to know that if you charge, let's say, $10,000 for your services, or even $15,000 for your home care services, these people will pay for it. This video demonstrates exactly what I've been talking about for the longest, that you guys need to be charging more for your services. Because I've been talking to a lot of people that have only been charging, say, $35 an hour for their services, $40 an hour for their services. That's too low. In this economy, have you seen the price of eggs, guys? I know how much eggs cost now. Let's not talk about Walmart with the price gouging. It's unbelievable what's happening right now. And it's only going to get worse. So let me play just a section of Cardi B complaining that her husband wants to get spousal support, even though he's rich. Equality. Hey, what can we say? Equality, okay? Now she's mad. But let's play this little clip so you guys can have a good understanding of how much she's paying for certain services.
Kids' bill. Y'all want to know what's the kids' bills?
So in this part, she's talking about how much she's paying for the kids' bills.
Start adding. My kids got their own driver. The kids' driver is on a retainer for $10,000 a month.
You guys heard that? Her kid's driver is on a retainer for $10,000 a month. This is a guy who probably drives the kids in the morning from her house to her school, to the school. And the reason why she needs to pay this much is, she explained this earlier in the video, that her kids have been getting a lot of death threats, which is unfortunate. Yeah, listen, there's some crazy people out there. Once you start getting to a certain level of wealth, guys, you start to experience some nasty things from some nasty people. And you need to hire the best of the best for this very reason, because people will start attacking people closest to you, your kids or your spouse. Things get crazy. So these celebrities, if they come across a service or a driver that says he's the best and he can offer that security, they'll pay $10,000. And this driver probably doesn't drive that much. Maybe in a day, he probably drives for 2 hours a day. Then he chills. How long does it take to drive the kid from school to the crib? It doesn't take very much. It doesn't take very long. I won't be surprised if this guy only works 2-3 hours a day. I won't be surprised. Let's move on.
Go to school this year, you didn't pay for it. That's $45,000. My cousin.
Okay. In this part, she said she pays $45,000. I'm assuming that's for the year, for one of the kids to go to school. The kids are barely 18. I don't even think that kids are even like teenagers. And she's paying $45,000 for these kids to go to school for the year. And this is not high school, guys. To her, it's like paying $450 a month, $4,500. It's not much for her, in the grand scheme of things. She was also complaining that her husband wants to take the Bentley or one of the luxury cars worth $170,000. Okay. Listen, once you get to a certain level of wealth, money is nothing. It means nothing. You value different things, and I'll cover what people like her value in a different video. Let's continue on. It says here, her cousin babysits Wave and Culture. So they got 2 kids. I didn't know that. I think they got 3 now because she was pregnant. So for these 2 kids, let's see how much she pays for the babysitter, who's also her cousin. I'm willing to bet that her cousin is not the best babysitter out there, but she's competent. So she got the job because of proximity. A lot of people that work for these celebrities just get the jobs because they're close to the celebrities, just from pure proximity. It's just her throwing her a bone. Maybe the cousin is a good person. She's a really genuine person. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to hook you up with this job versus going to hire somebody else that she doesn't know. Let's find out how much she pays her cousin to babysit her 2 kids.
Babysits Wave and Culture. She gets paid $3,000 a week.
You heard that? The babysitter gets paid $3,000 a week. That's 3,000 times 4. That's 12 grand a month just to babysit. And it doesn't take very much because the kids are not toddlers. I don't know how old they are, but they're definitely not toddlers. So the babysitting is just making sure the kids have eaten, they're not up to no good, they don't hurt themselves. And for the most part, she already has a chef, and she says that in this video as well, that she has somebody who cooks for her. So what is the babysitter doing? Just watching the kids for 12 grand a month. Let's continue on.
The nanny was $700 a day.
Huh? The nanny, $700 a day. But now she's paying, I believe.
But because she's only staying in the daytime, $500. Don't mind me. No.
Okay. She said she's now paying $500 a day. Can you imagine that? So I don't get it. So she has a babysitter and a nanny? Hey, she can afford it. And what does the babysitter do for 12 grand a month? I don't know. But listen, she's paying for it. Let's continue on.
Because she's not staying the whole day. Culture and Wave gets tutoring 4 times a week. Culture pianos class, that's $300 an hour.
You heard that? For piano classes, $300 an hour. I hope you guys are understanding something in this video because I'm trying to make a point that a lot of you are not charging enough and you're struggling right now. With this inflation, the cost of living, it's not going to get any better. If all these people that work for Cardi B decide that this inflation is out of control, let's ask for more money, they can do that. If the driver says, now I need $15,000 a month, remember the driver was at 10, Cardi B is going to pay it because she doesn't have time to go back and forth. She's going through a divorce. She's got so many things going on right now. And she's being called over here to attend some kind of events, whatever is going on in her life. It's time consuming. She doesn't have time to go back and forth negotiating over small money. 15,000 is small money to these people because she can show up to an event and get paid like 50 grand in one day. She can make 50 grand. So 15,000 to her for the month is a deal, especially if that person is competent. If you guys believe you are the best and you are the best, we need to talk. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to level up your sales skills because a lot of you guys, you need to learn these skills so you can start selling to people like Cardi B. There are other people that are wealthy that are not Cardi B that could use your services, that think like Cardi B, that spend money like Cardi B on these services. You need to understand how to sell to them, to close them. Because if you don't know how to sell yourself, it doesn't matter how good you are at caregiving. It doesn't matter. No one cares. What matters is how to articulate your value to these folks. I'll teach you how to do that. I'll give you my sales script. All you have to do is schedule time. I'll put a link in the description of this video. And then we're going to talk about why you haven't started this business and why you're not making money. Like this babysitter who's just getting paid to do God knows what. Schedule time. Talk to you soon.